Ep2 Convos over COVID. Welcome back to another episode of COVID Convos, our show that's everything about Corona and COVID. We are unfortunately all isolated right now, so this is a show for me to chat with some of my favorite people in the world, all over the world, and talk about Corona and life and all that regular stuff. Hopefully, this will be a very short-lived series, and we can all go back to life like we want them to. But without further ado, I'm going to introduce one of my best friends, one of my favorite comedians, a wonderful father, a terrible dancer. God, can he grow a beard? Everyone, welcome Evan Rocha on the other side of the screen.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Hi, Brian.
What's up, buddy?
Good to,
Evan, you and I are obviously very close friends, but for those of people who don't know you, you tell me when I'm wrong about anything. I'm going to start listing. You are a comedian.
I checked that box, sure.
Comedian.
Yes.
A talk show host, a screenwriter, a born in Florida, grew up in Long Island man who you and I met in Brooklyn. Born in Long Island, grew up in Florida, which is so much worse.
It's like I've got bad news and bad news. Bronchitis and strep throat. Wait, no, Flip that. It still doesn't help. It's the same.
Exactly. Well, thank you for being on the show. Obviously, the first thing I always ask all my guests are, how are you doing?
Doing well. I'm exhausted for no particular reason, but I'm just so tired.
You look awful.
I know. Your one text to me was for like your one qualifier for the show was just look decent, and I was like, oh boy.
I mean, I don't look decent. So you are in California right now, Los Angeles, California, correct?
I'm in the Valley, baby.
Obviously here in New York City, we're all pretty locked down. We unfortunately have very high contagion numbers of people who have COVID. Yeah. We unfortunately have a pretty high death count. But I feel like for the most part, everyone who asks, I say, you know what, we're hunkering down and we're actually kind of doing okay. How are things feeling in Los Angeles and California?
Better. At first, I feel like people were still out just being like, yeah, like it's California. Like, yeah. I don't know. That was just like my small valley worldview. I was just like looking, because I know in like in New York, I just assumed us as still there. People were already just like get away, like just they already want.
We kick people away from us every day.
Here it's just all like, hey, I don't know you, but like hugs, right? And like that was like still going on for a little bit, and I was like. But people now, like everything is very tight. Like the Trader Joe's has like lines like on the floor that they've drawn that are like, you can't pass this line if someone else is on this line. Like
Wegmans had this also. This is a story that I haven't told anyone because I have to say it in the right way for me to come out in the right light. But Wegmans has, which is a great grocery store. Another thing that we will do throughout the show is give tips to people. So if you're in Los Angeles or if you're in New York, listen for some tips that we've been getting from other people of a way to get through this lockdown. But Wegmans is a great grocery store that I love anyway because I'm from upstate New York, but also because they have very wide lines. They're doing exactly what Trader Joe's is doing. You have to have space and this and that. The story is I was ringing out from Wegmans 2 days ago, getting a good amount of food because, of course, we don't want to overbuy to make sure that everyone has enough. Yeah. But getting a good amount of food, and a woman was very, very close to me, and there's clearly lines, so it's her and her boyfriend, and I had to be like, ma'am, you need to get away from me. And she kind of got mad at me, and all these things were running through my head. What was unfortunate, and you know how I can find myself in bad situations. Right. I said, hey, Corona's going around, we're all separating, please back away. She was a white woman with an Asian American boyfriend. So she very quickly said, do you think he has it because he's Asian American? And because I'm me, I go, I'll be honest with you, I'm sure you have it, to her. And
You handled that perfectly.
perfectly. I was like, there's so many jokes that I was thinking in my head, but I'm like, well, let's just let that. If I get away from this without an issue, that'll be amazing.
This segment is brought to you by social distancing. Be sure to keep some space for your own safety. And stay tuned for the East Coast version. Back the fuck up.
Okay. So some of the stock questions that I ask all the guests. You were guest number 2, of course. I had to go with a New York comic first because I wanted to have some perspective. And you're just Florida trash.
Which they have perspective, but
you know. What's been, and I apologize if you seem robotic, but I kind of want to get, I'm a very scientific person. I want to get all the answers with stable questions. This was very Trumpy, very stable question.
Yeah,
And the way that I said it before, I said I'm a sciencey guy. That's how he talks.
Yeah.
I'm one of the most sciencey people you've ever met. I love science.
He just accidentally slipped into full Trump.
Look what's happening to me. This is who I am now. Okay, so what's been the hardest part of the quarantine for you so far? You obviously have a lovely wife and 2 beautiful daughters and a dog. So you are in a family. What has been the hardest part so far for you guys?
Having the family, I think, is the hardest part. You answered the question.
Gotcha.
No, I love them dearly. We're all going crazy, and it's like, and we adopted the nephew as well, so we've got 5 people under one roof now.
The last episode I had with Trina, I was talking about, I asked her how high do you think the divorce rate's going to be. She goes, probably pretty high, but it's not a fair thing because this is not how people live. You know what I mean? Like, obviously you love your wife, your daughters, your nephew, but this isn't normal circumstances.
Yeah.
So anybody, I think some people might need to hear that right now. They might need to hear, like, it's not that this isn't that you are because there's people who probably hunkered down with a boyfriend or girlfriend, and it's not that the relationship is bad. It's that people don't live like this.
Yeah. It feels very like this is what people did on the prairie. Like, just except without all the electronics. Like, they were in, but it's like we're actually, it's hard, but it's really made us, like, we just rearranged the living room, so because we've been watching TV a lot.
Yeah.
So we just rearranged the living room that the couches are facing towards each other and the TV's over here, and then we put a chessboard in the middle, and we're trying to, like, counter. So it's like we're trying to, like, have more, like, interactions that are creative and instead of just like, what do you want to watch? Because we've been this first week we just, like, plowed through, like, everything.
I think everybody was.
And then you get, like, really tense, and that's why the family thing is so hard, because everybody's just, like, pent up. Like, I've just been watching TV, and, like, how much Office can you watch? And then you just snap at each other.
What's been the best part of this so far? What's been the part you're like, this isn't bad?
That's a hard one, because I know what it is me, like, the acceptance of day drinking. I think people are way more just, like, apt to say, like, oh, you're drunk at 3 p.m. Like, yeah, I get it. Like, before I was, like, a problem, and now
I'm gonna take a break at some point in between this, and I'm gonna refill my drink. What's been really interesting is the question I've gotten so far, and I have a feeling it's going to be similar. The route that you're going to have after is everyone's, their favorite part is that they can do things without shame now.
Yeah.
Rina's last one was, she goes, I love being a couch potato and I don't have to apologize for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there is a little bit of people, this might pull something good out of people being like, yeah, this is kind of who I am. So, and I'm not going to apologize. It's quarantine.
Yeah.
You are a despite your upbringing, you're a very smart person.
A kiss and a slap.
I have to cut all this out. No one knows how.
No, that's
anyone who knows who we are. They know that this is it. This is the dynamic.
I would hate for you to cut it out. I mean, it would be a lie to how we've spent the last 5 years or so.
I know. Yeah, we've known each other for a while. Okay, so but this is one because again, I kind of wanted the show to be somewhat informative. Any tips for people right now who maybe be having a hard time? It can be what you're doing to keep you busy, what you're doing to keep you sane, what delivery services you're using.
Perfect. Yeah. Honestly, there's a lot of colleges. There's a lot of things that are giving free courses and stuff. Fender's giving free guitar lessons. They're having online guitar courses from like Guitar Gods and all these great teachers. So that's a really fun one. There's a Coursera I signed up for a writing class, and it's a whole college course that's like 20 weeks long or something like that. That's free right now. If you go to Coursera, there's a bunch of, you just type in a subject and they'll find a free class for you because like people are posting free courses online.
Those links will be in the part below.
Yeah, I think anything to like better, I think it's a real opportunity to just come out with a bunch of different, becoming a Swiss Army knife after this, and being like, I can do woodwork now, and well, I don't know how you would learn woodwork online, but terrible example. But like you can do it. I can speak fluent German, and also I know microbiology.
This would be a good time for me to learn German. I always say I want to. I took it for 4 years, Frau McCann. Actually, it's 100% my fault. I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, that's on you.
That's
you don't speak Deutsch.
That's a great tip for people who are kind of going stir crazy.
This next portion is brought to you by Florida. If COVID was a state, Florida.
Obviously, no one knew that it was going to be this bad or this long. If you knew how bad it was going to be before hunkering in, what would you have grabbed and what would you have done differently?
What would I have done differently? I think I would have probably been more, I don't know, like I was between, I actually lost a job because of it. Like I had a job lined up that was like, hey, we're not, because of all this, we're not
hiring.
I probably would have gotten unemployment or something, knowing that there was a big storm coming of no revenue coming in. I probably would have, I mean, we haven't been hurting for too many supplies. Toilet paper was a scary one for a little bit, but California Big Lots is an untapped resource for people in California. So we've been Big Lots. Yeah, so I don't know, what would I have done differently? I think I would have
left your family behind. Okay, next question.
Yeah. I definitely would have secured a line of income somehow, like knowing that won't be coming in.
I know. We're gonna have an episode. This is so businessy. We're gonna have an episode later in the week where we talk with an economic expert who will help you get through. This is 100% true. We'll help you get through this time. We're gonna be talking about how to make sure you file your taxes. The stimulus package that got passed today by Congress, what about that is going to get taken out? And you want to make sure you get taken care of so you can get all the money you can. And I believe there is an unemployment hotline where that can get sorted as well. So those will come up often. Evan, you'll be able to check out those episodes. I'm looking this way because it looks like I'm talking to you.
Thanks, buddy.
High five.
This is the whitest shit right there.
No one's ever going to watch this. This is just for me. It's not even real. I haven't even hit record.
We'd like to take this time to thank our sponsor, Left and Right. It's harder than it seems.
To answer your question,
What are you doing to stay sane?
What am I doing to stay sane? Like I said, just writing a lot. I've got this whole thing here. I don't know. I don't want to.
No, you're good.
But I actually took a page out of Nori Davis's book. He's very, very organized in his joke writing, and I see on his Instagram how he organized and he like sets everything up. And so I kind of like mimic that in a way that's more geared towards my, my individual brain. But I like got more organized, and I've got this whole wall here that's just all like just I've been writing and writing and writing, and it's all writing. And that's all I'm doing.
I like that Nori's wall is filled with jokes that are on colored paper, and yours is white because you're a honky.
Yeah.
Another shameless plug: Nori and Nash just started their show called Nori and Nash Argue. That link will also be below. Two fantastic comedians that Evan and I both love. Sam Morril has an amazing special on YouTube, and he and his girlfriend, LA comic, remind me her name?
Taylor Tomlinson
and Sam Morril, who are actually dating in real life, have a great quarantined couple series on both of their pages. And she has a Netflix special that just came out. He has a one on YouTube right now with Comedy Central. So if you're looking for content, good people to watch.
I love all the like quarantine like things that like people are doing with little.
So the answer, I guess, is keeping busy, writing, being productive. That's a great way to stay sane.
I want to learn just new. I just want to learn new things. And like honestly, the elusive like finding a job in this climate of only essential workers being hired is a fun like needle in a haystack kind of search too that takes up my day.
Well, you're not good at the things you do now, so it's probably a good idea to look for others.
So maybe I could be a doctor.
Okay. The last part of the show, we talk about anything that does not include Corona because it's all that we hear about, and we want to talk like regular people again. I have a couple stock questions,
sure.
And then we'll close this thing out. These are weird questions. We live in very weird times, but these were also good questions before that time. So feel free to give your answer from the heart. There are no wrong answers to any of these. What sports mascot of any sport would you think that would be the best to date romantically? Could be any sport.
The sports mascot that's best to date romantically?
Yeah, that you think if that was a real person with that personality, that's probably like the mascot.
The only thing that's coming to mind, because it's been in the news right now, is like Philly Fanatic, but I feel like that would be too much.
Yeah, you think?
I feel like you would be like, that's like the person that you're like, oh, they're fun to go on a date with, but like I can't.
No, they're not.
They're too. Yeah.
You said there's no wrong answers.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what maybe like Mr. Met.
Sure, Mr. Met would be great. The Philly Fanatic looks like something off of Sesame Street if like the creator was going through a terrible divorce.
Yeah.
And like
the Philly Fanatic is like the Philly Fanatic's like burying things like internally, and it's just like I feel like when I picture the Philly Fanatic has bloodshot eyes. Like it's just like
he does. He's the supervillain like the Joker who just there's no rhyme or reason to him. It's just he's crossed over into insane.
Yeah. That's like the boyfriend that just starts fights that you're like, oh no, baby.
Yes. Just like everyone who lives in Philadelphia. I'm just kidding. People from Philly right now are leaving their homes to come fight me. They don't care. I don't give a shit about Corona. I'm gonna go beat this New Yorker up.
Taking a quick break to talk about our sponsor, the city of Philadelphia. The best thing to come out of here was a movie about AIDS. Just kidding. It's a wonderful city. Please don't hurt me.
Evan, it sounds like you're getting a call.
Katie had to answer that.
Katie took the call. Is it because you're on your wife's laptop?
I am on my wife's laptop.
Why are you on your? Obviously, we talked about this, but I want you to tell the fans. Why is there only one working computer in your home right now?
My computer took a hard dive, day 2 of isolation. But everybody already at each other's throats. While my older daughter was on her version of a conference call for school, and my younger daughter was annoying her, then they go at it, like going back and forth, and my younger daughter takes a chunk of wood and throws it at my older daughter and hits my computer. My computer's done. You can't see anything on it. She felt terrible.
Day 2.
Like, day 2. So that's, yeah. But it honestly helped, like, it was like a good, like, immediate release, like immersion of how bad things could get, like, of just like, okay. And so it was like, now that happened and everybody feels bad about it, like, let's move on forward, and that can't happen again. And like, if anything gets out of hand, we just reference, like, remember what happened the last time?
You had a Boston massacre in your home.
Yeah.
The Revolutionary War was able to kick off because people were like, oh, they're shooting us.
Yeah. So now it is a nice, like, bookmark of, like, let's not let history repeat itself. So everybody, but at the expense of everybody now on one computer.
Yeah, that's not
So
fun.
it's been stressful. I had to, like, me talking to you right now on the computer, I had to, like, allot time, like it was like a library. I had to, like, check out the computer.
Amazing. Okay, well, we are out of time, which is perfect because I had nothing else to ask. I'm not actually good at this.
I think you're great. This was awesome.
Oh, that's fantastic. Obviously, like I've said throughout the show, we are going to have links to all the fantastic fundraisers that we are supporting as comedians. The wait staff of pretty much every comedy club in America right now is not working. Yeah. So we will be linking up with Mike Birbiglia's page, Tip Your Wait Staff, which helps promote you finding ways to donate to local wait staff in your area. There's a couple other clubs here in the city that we're going to have links to. So if you enjoyed this or enjoyed the clip shows that we're putting up or anything else that's online right now, you know, if you have the money, obviously money's tight, but if you have a couple bucks, you know, it'd be really go a long way for some of these people who without we couldn't have comedy. I think that's one thing that we've realized in this, who we're very dependent on. And we as comedians are, I mean, you remember me as a barista. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. If a club depended on me to do jokes and serve the customers or operate a business, it's awful. Awful.
They're the backbone.
Yeah, so we're trying to help them out while life is kind of crazy right now. But Evan, where else can people find you right now? Is there anything that you're doing that people can tune into?
Yeah, I've got a couple of things while I'm hole up in the house. I'm going to be doing something similar. I'm working on, I used to host a show in Brooklyn called The Talking Show. That's actually the Instagram handle. It's _talking show. I'm going to be bringing that back. I'm working on getting some pretty big guests for it, and hopefully gonna just put something fun together to get people donating to, you know, help out however they can to different causes. And then my buddy Kevin, who you know is also your buddy, we do a podcast called Asking Lindas. Both our moms are named Linda, and we call each week.
Oh, I know those ladies very well.
What's that?
I know those ladies very well.
You know your way around a Linda.
I know my way around a Linda.
My mom thought the show was actually legitimately called Between Two Lindas, which was amazing.
Amazing.
He thought that's what it, and we were like, no.
I call that a Thursday night.
Yeah. No, please explain.
It's we're out of time.
But yeah, check out Asking Linda's. It's a fun conversation we have where our mom gives us a subject and then we learn about the subject. We hang out with our moms and then we both learn about the subject and talk about it.
That's fantastic. All the links for those things will be below. And thank you guys for tuning in. Always be safe. Evan, be safe.
You too.
Give your family a hug, but definitely Purell before you do that. And as I've started saying on these shows, this will not be forever, but it just feels like it. Stay safe, take care of yourselves, and I'm gonna goodbye.
Thank you for listening and watching another episode of Convos over COVID. We had to change the title because it already got taken, believe it or not, by some white lady who's talking about soy milk or something from her house. This segment's brought to you by white women because we can't have anything nice. Be sure to tune in to more shows and check the links below for your way to donate to all the great charities and the GoFundMes that we have attached to these types of programs. Thank you.